today we're going to be hosting a free demo with our friend, David Morales. If you're new to Studio 56, welcome. Studio 56 hosts free demos and free interviews of artists, and you'll find them on our YouTube channel. That is Studio 56 for Creatives. We also produce online workshops for artists, and we organize in-person vacation workshops for artists in gorgeous locations all around the world. So welcome, everyone. Let me tell you a little bit about the artists that we're going to meet today. David Morales is a Colombian architect and notebook artist who divides his time between Barcelona and his hometown of Ibagué, Colombia. David feels deeply passionate about capturing the beauty and worldly things in his notebooks. His notebooks are inseparable from his travels and architecture work. David's been drawing daily since 2018 when he started an artistic project called One Day, One Drawing. And I figured it out. He has since made more than 4,000 sketches. So I'm really excited to introduce you to David. David, can you come on the call?
Hello. Hello, Brenda. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, David, we have some exciting news to tell people today about that David is going to be teaching a live online workshop here at Studio 56 on Thursday, April the 6th, called Creative Cross Hatching. And you're invited, and tickets are now available on our website, www.studio56boutique.com. And we're super excited because we're launching today. It's going to be great. Also, David's going to be teaching an in-person sketching workshop in Granada, Spain in October this year, 2023. And we're going to tour and sketch Alhambra Palace, a monastery, some cave dwellings. We're going to attend a flamenco dance, visit one of the white hilltop villages that you see in southern Spain, and dip our toes in the Mediterranean Sea. So it's going to be super fun, and you're also invited, and you'll find more information about that at www.studio56boutique.com. That's all my announcements. David, what are we going to be doing today?
Okay, we're going to do like a very fast sketch of I really like daily things, really simple. Those things that you see in the beginning and it doesn't even capture your attention. But I really love to find those things. So the reference that we are sharing is, or we already share, it's what we call the vermouth, which is before lunching on Sundays. You sit, and while you're cooking, you just have like a wine. Actually, you have a vermouth, which is like a kind of martini.
Vermouth.
Yeah, vermouth.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And we call it like that. We call it vermouth. Is the before luncheon. It's like, especially on Sundays. So you start like having some olives, some potato chips, and while you're cooking. So this is one of our Sundays out in the garden, and I just took a picture of my olives, my bowl of olives, and we're gonna do it with ink and a little bit of color. I'm gonna start with some watercolor and finishing with ink and color pencils.
Cool, super cool.
And I'm gonna try to keep this really fast. I usually spend more time on my sketches, but sometimes these fast exercises are really well done for like trying to pay attention of the forms that you are looking at.
Yeah, cool, super exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we're ready to start. So we're going to, David and I are going to turn off our cameras, and then we're going to start the demo, and we're going to play it right through. It's like 48 minutes, isn't it, David? Is that right? Yeah. 48 minutes, and then we'll turn our cameras back on at the end, and we'll say hi. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Let's get going. Let's get started.
Let's do this. Since it's a vertical reference, the photo is a vertical picture. We're gonna use this vertical sketchbook. It's something around 150 and 200 grams paper. It's not a watercolor paper, so it's not the best paper for water. But most of my sketchbook are just dry techniques, paper. So we're gonna use this, and I'm gonna try to keep the water like really not too wet. Um, Try to keep the watercolor very dry. Uh, Otherwise, we need to use the dryer, or I should use watercolor paper. But anyhow, first thing we are going to do, it's okay. We're going to go very fast. I'm going to try to keep this between 30 and 45 minutes sketch. I usually use maybe I spend an hour, between an hour, a very simple one, and 2 hours. And sometimes I do like two sessions of 2 hours for like the complicated sketch that I made. But this time we're gonna try to keep it under 45 minutes. So we're gonna go very fast and not paying attention to details um, too much. So let's see. Okay, now first thing we are going to do is to um, do some guidelines in pencil. Then we're gonna go for watercolor. Then I'm gonna use some color pencils, because sometimes when you do details and you don't use water, you use pencils, you can control it a little bit more and go a little bit more faster. So first thing, I will decide. I'm deciding that I'm gonna focus my sketch on the olive bowl, but we are referring the rest of the elements on the picture. So uh, I try to go from general to specifics. So this, let me go. I wouldn't have any room for, yeah, let's do like this. Let's jump to the other page. And yeah. And when I do this, I try to pay attention to the distance between the different elements on picture, just to keep it, like, keep the proportion right. If I want to, I mean, sometimes you don't want to, and don't have to pay attention to it. So I pay attention to this distance, for example, they almost touch here. And once you get the big lines, let's put this over here. I'm gonna focus a little bit on the outline of these olives. So I'm gonna do the same. I try to look to the opposite space, this shape, the relationship between that shape and the bowl. So I get the outline, and then I start doing the insides. If you mistake on the olives, it doesn't matter. Just that I try, when I sketch, I try to pay attention, try to understand how it works, and but it's just only an exercise I like to do. So yes, there's these three olives, the ones that you can see completely. But if you put this one here, this distance is bigger in the picture. So I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna correct it. But as I say, it doesn't matter. It's just that I like to do these things. It's just like an exercise. But if you are not willing to do that, it just doesn't matter. And there's the other one, the other olive that you see completely. And there's this hole. I try to look at the holes as reference. there's one here that I didn't sketch. Okay, and this one goes a little bit closer to the edge. Yes. Okay, here there is a little trouble here with proportions. Okay. See, as you go further with the drawing, you will find those little disproportions, and you can decide if you want to fix them or you just want to keep them that way. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's it. And now I see this can be a little bigger, and as it goes down, it gets closer to the olive shape. And yeah, that's about it. Now, I'm gonna try to do some of these, like the flowers that are painted inside the bowl. So for that, I need to get rid of this other light, just a little bit. And it doesn't have to be exactly, just want to give the sense of what I have in front. There's another one going from here to, not here, yes. And again, I just use the olives as reference to know where to put all these white or lighter leaves. Yeah, and there's some other here. Yeah, something like that. This. So, okay. There's an olive that I didn't draw here. This one. This one. This one. Yes. I'm just checking I didn't miss anything. Okay. Okay, that's about it. This is the other plate, and I'm gonna frame this. Let me think. Like this, something like that. Yes. And I will write to here. And let's see what I will do here. Yeah, that is gonna be the sketch. Yeah, that will be it. Now, I'm gonna try to use just like one or two colors because I don't want to get into details, and then I'm gonna give the sense of depth by using the fine liner or the color pencils that I have here. So I'm gonna try to find or mix. I'm just finding some. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna try to find a closer color to that olive, which is kind of yellow. So let's use some yellow here. And also we have a little bit of green. And if you want to go a little bit darker, we can use red, which is the opposite. Let me put this green here. A little bit more of red and more yellow. I think I need a little bit more of red here. Let me see. Okay, we're getting there. Let's see what we have. Yeah, I think that could be a little bit more red. And let's go for it. I'm gonna put these watercolors around here because I need the space for my hand. Okay. See, there is water in the pigment, but it's not too much because I don't want the paper to get very wet. Because I want it to dry fast. Otherwise, I should use or I should turn the dryer on. And I'm not. I don't want to do that. Okay, now I'm gonna put a little bit more of red and try to do some shadows. But as I said, I'm gonna do that with my fine liners, but a little bit of difference in the color won't hurt anyone. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna use some red here because I wanna and some. Let's get this very dark and let's work on this. Ah, I'm gonna pass through the lemon skin that is inside the vermouth. work in this bowl, which is gonna be, yeah. Let's work with this blue. The color doesn't really matter because what I just want to do is this sense of the bowl being painted with these little leaves. It's a Japanese bowl that I got some time ago. So I just, it's when you sketch, it's like doing it, like having a memory, like building a memory. So I just want to remember this bowl every time I see this sketch. So it, I mean, you don't have to remember it as exactly as it is. Just when you when you sketch it, when you draw it, you pay attention to it, and then you build a memory in your head. It's not only in in the paper. It is a memory that you're building because you're paying attention to how it is, and it doesn't matter if it looks exactly how it is in reality. It's just while you're doing it, you're paying attention, and that's why you build that memory. Okay. Sorry that if you haven't talked that much, it's just that I concentrate and I can do two things at the same time. So if I start talking, I go like slower because I need to think what I'm saying, or vice versa. If I'm sketching and I start talking, I won't know what I'm gonna say. So I have to decide which one of those two I have to do. So sorry if I get quiet, but it's just because I'm concentrated. Actually, I know people that really don't stop talking even when they sketch, but it's just so hard for me to do that. Besides, I use sketching time almost as mindfulness time because you are really focused on one thing, and that thing is the object that you have in front of you, and you're trying to copy or transforming that three-dimension object into a two-dimensional object in your paper, and that's something that really requires like concentration, at least for me. As I go forward with the bowl, can see this part of the bowl is darker than the other one because the sun or the light is coming from the right. And I'm gonna work on that later. Okay. I'm gonna use my 005 fine liner to work on the dark values. Actually, the darker values. I'm gonna try to find them because it's by doing those darker values that you will see that the olives will get their shape and start popping out. Just still wet, but dry enough to use the fine liner. Um, it's important to use a fine liner, and not other kind of ink because this one is water resistant, so you can use it even if the paper is wet. Otherwise, it will leak a lot. Use the 005. No, it's not a 005. It's a 5.5, which is thicker. So I want to go darker some points. I'm trying for it. Let me see. This one is almost. Yeah. Let's go a little bit with the color pencil, the color pen. And then we can go back to watercolor, but this way you can just go a little bit faster and control the pigment better. There's a little bit of blue on the glass reflection. And let's use the same blue for this. Actually, I'm going to use a little bit more watercolor here. I'm going to use a darker blue. On this side of the bowl, I'm going to use this darker blue on this side of the bowl. And let's do a little bit more of green. And try to do the shadows. Okay. This is just the reflections, and I'm not gonna do this blue plate. I'm gonna leave it just on the outline, so it will help me to compose the page. And meanwhile, let's do a little bit more of this robe here. Okay. Just while it gets dry, we just go ahead with it with lines. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just to understand what was going on the table so you can build that memory. Okay, let's do this one, even if it's not there. And let me see. Yes, it goes through the glass. This one too. Yes. Just remember, this is going to be a really fast sketch. Just do those those kind of sketches that you do while people is talking on the table, for example, just to exercise the attention. And of course, like, if you know what I do, you know that I love these daily things that you don't pay attention much until you start drawing them, and then you understand how it works. And I just love to do that. Go back to my 1 point, my toe 05. You just jump from one thing to another, just like waiting for, if I feel like it's too wet, I just jump to another part of the drawing. But and you can do the lines, for example, these lines that I do, like from down to up. It's just because those lines are easy for me, and I don't want to flip the page. I don't want to move the sketchbook. So my easier lines are going from down to up. uh, but you can do it in any other direction. Now I'm going to use a little bit of this color pencil. And I think we got down with the yellow, so I'm gonna get the lights. It's just a matter of experimentation. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But let me see. And let's go for a little bit more of green. This is too much. Okay, let me see. Yes, something like that. Okay. This will unify the whole thing. I put a little bit more water. And this is like a very important layer because it unifies everything. And it blends the shadows and get a little bit more of pigment. Okay. And now we're gonna do the same thing with blue. This one is kind of darker than I will. Let me see. Yeah, something like that. And this is the layer that unifies like the whole thing. And don't forget about the we call it vermouth, which is like a sweet wine, and it's actually it's a vermouth, which I think is the name in English. It's a martini, but we drink it like on Sundays before lunch. We actually at home we drink it every Sunday before lunch. Is our time to have some of this sweet wine, and I just wanna sketch it with the olives. So, okay. I need a little bit more blue. But we can wait for it to dry and do it with the color pencils. With the color pencils, yeah. And let me do, yeah. See, this is just the touch of color. It doesn't have to be perfect. And it has a little bit, yeah. Okay, there we go. Let's wait for it to dry a little bit. And I think I want to use I try to just blow this thing to. No, it won't dry. It won't dry. Let's wait for a second. Let's finish. Let's finish the ink before it dries. Okay. See, as I say, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just, especially this part, just it's the surrounding. Or it could be as perfect as you want. Yeah. Let's get darker spots. See, one of the things that I like to pay attention to is the values. And when you work in black and white, you have to pay attention to the values. Well, actually, if you work in color too, but when you do black and white, it's even more important to do because that's the only thing that you can work with. So that's what I'm trying to do, find those darker places, darker spots, just to put some. Well, we could keep going and going, but I want this to dry. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna use the dryer. I'm gonna use it just a little bit, just to show you. Plug this here and yeah, that's about it. Sorry about that. But I just want to show you what you can do with the white color. You can just work on the lights a little bit if you want to, and it will help you to get back to the sense of volume. Yeah, and something. See, I didn't put dryer here, so it's still wet. And work a little bit of yellow. and some point we're gonna have to finish this. You have to decide when to finish, um, because you could go forever until you get it like overdone. And you have to decide when to finish, which is something that we have to do at some point pretty soon. Yeah, maybe, maybe. So I could work a little bit more on the color, on the volumes, on all the surrounding. But this is something that you could do very quickly in half an hour, just to build the memory that I was talking about. I mean, once you once you sketch something, I assure you that you won't forget about it ever. Every time you see this drawing, you will remember the time that you were having these olives, or whatever, especially if you're uh, sketching on site. If you're sketching from a reference, it works a little bit different, but still, you will remember the bowl. and and as I say, it doesn't matter if it's not right, if it doesn't get to the point that you want to. The important thing is the exercise of observation. I mean, it's to understand how the solids, how the shape works, how you manage to do the values, and all the things what really matters. And that is what helps you to. It will help you to remember this this object. And I think this is gonna be it, and it will be just I'll put this. Okay. And last one thing that I always do is the signature. Oh, this is I run out of ink, and the date, February 23rd. Okay, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see your um, drawings pretty soon if you draw along with me.
Hey, everyone. David, are you still there?
Definitely.
There you are. Great job. That
Thank
was
you.
fantastic. I love that paintbrush, that really pointy paintbrush. What was that?
It's the brand is Skoda. It's a brand from Spain here in Barcelona, and I think it's number. I don't really remember the number of the size, but it has like pretty long
Point.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you can charge it with a lot of water, a lot of pigment, and then you do like you don't have to charge it often.
Yeah.
So
What
you can
is
do
the
like
bristle made of? Do you remember?
I think it's no, I don't remember. I think it's what they have this pearl like
Pearl.
they call it pearl.
Pearl, right?
And, yeah, and it's not it's a synthetic brush.
I'm writing it down. That was a great brush. Wow. I
Yeah.
was so impressed by how it kept its shape and it
Yeah.
was really pointy. It's
Yeah, I'm always trying to look for like the minimum amount of supplies or tools,
Yeah.
and this one is very nice because it's long, so it charges a lot of water, and then you don't need much. I mean, actually, I did everything with just one brush.
Yeah, I know. It was a beautiful brush. I'm just like, and I think artists who collect, art materials, were just looking, like, oh, what is that?
Yeah, and actually it comes in a set of 3,
Oh,
and then you can fold it,
yeah.
and
That is a travel brush. The handle comes
yes.
off and it tucks in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I know. It was very nice. Thank you so much for making your beautiful sketch. I like how you continuously said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, it's just paper,
Yeah.
It's just paper. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
what it, and I said at the end of the video, and I said, what matters is the time you spend looking at something.
Yeah.
Just like capturing the moment, capturing how it is, and I assure you that you always remember that thing that you draw, that the place that you were, the people that you were talking to, everything. Just, it's like a mindfulness exercise that you are just focused on that, and that is why sometimes it's hard for me to talk and to sketch, because I'm paying attention to the object, and I have to, like, you get absorbed by it. It's just like, and it's such a, I always have this actually I suffer sometimes, but it's such a peaceful time when you draw. Once you just don't care if you mistake or not, I mean, because it's just paper, it's just a wonderful time.
It is. I know it is. So maybe you want to tell people about your upcoming creative cross hatching workshop that you're planning.
Yeah, well,
6.
Yes, we're going to be sketching a building in Granada, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on cross hatching. It's going to be a longer sketch, around like 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
Yes, and in the beginning, I'm gonna work on values with the cross hatching by adding layers I'm going to use most of it. It's going to be 005, which is very tiny, neat fine liner.
A fine
yes,
liner. No.
And then at the end of it, once I got all the values, I'm going to put some color, and it's just everything is about information. So you arrive to some point with the black and white, with the pen and ink, and then you add a little bit of watercolor, and then you add the color information. And yes, I'm pretty looking forward to see everybody there. And in that time, we're gonna talk about, I mean, there will be questions, and I'm gonna try to answer most of them, or at least the ones that I can answer. And yeah, really looking forward for it. It's gonna be April 6th.
April 6th at 1 o'clock New York time, which is later in Spain.
Yeah, 7 o'clock here in Spain.
Yeah, and
well, actually, I don't know if we're gonna change the hours in between, but I don't know if you guys changed also the time.
Yeah, we do.
But we'll figure it out. But it's on April 6th.
April 6th, and it's I think it's divided into 3 parts, right? There's the first part is outline.
Yeah, first thing we're gonna do is to frame it, and for that I always use like basic pencil lines, and then I'm gonna start sketching with ink with the 005. And at the third part, I'm going to put the color information. And yeah, I'm going to try to be very clear with it and clarify the doubts. Yeah.
And we're going to take questions at the beginning before we get started. And then after each stage, in case, people aren't quite sure, and before we get started, we'll take questions in between each stage to help people out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Super cool. So if you're interested in joining us, this workshop will not be available afterwards. We're not going to be selling it afterwards. It's a live event, and you will all get a link to the workshop afterwards. But if you can't come on the 6th, we can't sell it to you afterwards. It's only April 6th.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be really exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. And just so that people know, we have another free demo coming up with the wonderful, the amazing urban sketcher and architecture professor, Hugo Costa, who's our joint friend, Hugo. And he's going to be doing a free demo on Monday, February the 27th. And so if you want a ticket to that, you have to go to the website, www.studio56boutique.com, and the pull down menu is called Free Stuff. Also, we have some gorgeous vacation workshops coming up in the next few months. Renata Lahal is going to be in Quebec City in June, and there's tickets available. Pat Southern Pierce is going to be in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Canada in September. Hazel Sohn will be in Florence in September. Hugo Costa is going to be in Rome in September. Mr. David Morales is going to be in Granada, Spain in October.
Me.
Yeah.
I'm the lucky one.
I know. And Kosha Kuna from Sketchbook School is going to be in Malta with us in November. So tickets available for all those workshops. I hope that you'll find one that really excites you and join us. And thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
David. Such a pleasure. So generous of you to give everyone this free demo. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again for having me, Brenda, and see you soon, very soon. See you all guys soon too. Hope to see you in April. Yeah. And definitely in October again.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks everybody for coming. I sincerely appreciate each one of you. Have a great day. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.